Hello, and welcome to Junior Class Advising number 3. Today we will be talking about college research and how to prep for application season. It's important to know that there are several different ways to research colleges, as well as to understand the application types and how to request a teacher recommendation. At the end of the last class advising, we assigned junior surveys number 1 and 2, as well as the Do What You Are. Before meeting with your counselor to talk about your college planning, please complete these assignments. At this point, we are in the college research phase of the application process. This means that you are looking to figure out what's important to you in your college research. Another thing that's important is to continue working hard and finish strong in your current classes. We all know that the current COVID-19 and shelter in place is a unique experience for all students, and colleges will understand and work with that in the application process next year. Over the summer, you can continue working on forming your college list, as well as deciding the type of admission plan that you will be applying to each of your colleges. Summer is also a great time to work on essay drafts, as well as to think about your standardized test plan. In the fall, you will finalize your college list by entering these into the colleges I'm applying to in your Naviance student account, submit your applications, finish your testing, and apply for financial aid. First, we want to start with showing some information in Naviance Student. This is an example of what the homepage of your student account looks like. As you can see in the welcome bar, there's some information, including a scholarship list, as well as different enrichment programs that are available. You can also see in the important to-dos and tasks section that junior survey number 3 has been assigned. We ask that you complete these by June 1st. These surveys help your counselor as they work on the recommendations for you. You can also see that there are 2 areas here: colleges I'm thinking about and colleges I'm applying to. Right now, it's a great time to start entering colleges into the colleges I'm thinking about. In Naviance, you can also do college research, and there are homepages for each of the colleges that include many different facts about the schools. A couple things that are generally good to look at are the graduation rate and the retention rate of the different colleges. In Naviance, you can also get access to scattergrams, which show how you compare to other students from St. Francis who applied to those schools. This scattergram is a current one for St. Mary's College of California. You can see the GPA along the side and test scores that run across the bottom. The student in this graph is represented here by this blue circled person, and you can see how they fit compared to other students from St. Francis who have applied to St. Mary's. Based on this graph, this student falls above the average standardized test score and GPA of admitted students from St. Francis to St. Mary's. So this is a match, or maybe even a confident match school student for this student. There are plenty of other tools out there that you can use to research colleges. Another search engine that's a great place to start when you're trying to figure out what schools work with your different interests is College Board's Big Future. UVisit, shown here on the right, is a great place for virtual tour options. The next step is to start creating your list. Here at St. Francis, we recommend having no more than 10 schools on your college list. This is because a shorter list usually means that you've done better research to find out which schools fit you and are a good fit for you academically. The end goal is to arrive in August with a list of colleges where you would like to file an application. Although this list may change throughout the fall through conversations with your counselor or listening to an exciting college rep, most research should be done during the summer. These lists should be based on your priorities and should be well balanced, including likely and confident match schools as well as match schools. And in some cases, you may have reach or unpredictable schools as well. Next, we want to look at the college roadmap. As we said earlier, it's important that at this stage, you're really thinking about researching colleges and starting to build your list. Over the summer is a great time to be working on your essays, and then it's in the fall of senior year that you will finalize your list, fill out applications, send your test scores, and then finally review and submit your applications. There are two main types of applications that you can use for applying: non-restrictive and restrictive. Non-restrictive plans include regular decision, which is the standard application and decision timeline. These applications are generally due sometime between December and February, with a notification date on whether or not you've been admitted sometime in late March or early April. Students who apply using regular decision, rolling admission, or early action all have until May 1st to make their decision on whether or not they want to attend that university. Rolling admission is a little bit different in that applications are reviewed when they're submitted, so students often hear back within a couple weeks of submitting their application. Early action is similar to regular decision, except that applications are due early with an earlier timeline. So students often apply sometime between October and December and can hear back as early as mid-December on whether or not they've been admitted. The two types of restrictive application plans are early decision and restrictive early action. Applications that are submitted early decision are binding. These applications are often due around the same time as early action, so October through December. However, when students submit their application there, if they are accepted, they are then committing to attend that university in the fall. Restrictive early action is somewhere in the middle in that students are not committed to attend that school if they are admitted. They still have until May to decide. However, students are only applying to one school through the restrictive early action application process. There are several types of applications available. The two biggest ones here in the state of California are the CSU system and the UC system. The CSU application opens on October 1st, and students have until November 30th to submit. The University of California application opens on August 1st, However, students must wait until the month of November to submit their application. Because the application opens on August 1st, students can create their application at that time and can start working on filling it out, including working on their personal insight questions as well as the activities list. The personal insight questions on the UC application are the same as the questions that are asked in junior survey number 3 that we assigned in Naviance. The CSU application does not require any essays and often does not take as long to fill out. There are some colleges that have applications specifically to their college. Some examples are the University of Texas, or the Texas schools, the University of Illinois, and Georgetown. It's important to wait until the application for enrolling in the fall of 2021 is open before filling out these applications. You don't want to apply for the wrong year. The most used application type is the Common Application, with nearly 900 colleges that are on it. The Common Application consists of one main application, known as the Common App, and then supplemental sections for each college that you apply to. Some colleges have multiple short answer or essay questions as part of their supplement, whereas some do not require much in addition to the main Common Application. While you can create your Common Application at any time, and there will be a screencast that is available in May about creating your Common Application, it's important to not submit anything until the fall. Once you have created your Common Application, you can start working on any of the information in the main Common App tab, including your main essay. However, we'd recommend not working on the supplemental questions for the different colleges until after the Common App rolls over in August, because these may not be the same one. The ones that were used for this past application cycle may not be the same, and changes often occur during the rollover in August. Next, we want to look at preparing for application season. One of the main parts of that is the teacher letter of recommendation. As you start to think about which teacher you would like to ask for your letter of recommendation, it's important that you think of a teacher who can describe examples of your performance in that teacher's class, can discuss your academic strengths and growth, and knows you well. It is also important that this teacher be for a core subject like English, math, science, social science, and world language. While you may have a teacher, or there may be a teacher who you have as a coach, if you only know that person in the coaching environment, this should not be your primary letter of recommendation. The primary teacher recommender is the teacher whose letter will be submitted to all colleges that the student is applying to that accepts a letter of recommendation. Once you've thought of which teacher you would like to ask for a letter of recommendation, you need to make sure that you actually need a letter of recommendation for your colleges. At this point, please check your colleges to see if you need a letter of rec. For example, the University of California system, the CSU system, and any community colleges do not need letters of recommendation. So, if you are planning to apply to any of those colleges, you will not need a letter of recommendation. Once you have verified that you do need a letter of recommendation, you can then start the requesting process. The first step is to send a personalized email to your teacher asking for that letter. After, and only after, you have heard back from your teacher, you will then check to see what information would be helpful for them in writing that letter of recommendation, whether it's the teacher recommendation questionnaire, a writing sample, or a resume, or something else that the teacher asks for. Make sure that you know what it is. Then you will complete the letter of request form that is available on the Naviance homepage beginning April 6th. After that point, you'll collect the material and return it to your teacher by May 15th. When you get to the Naviance homepage and click on the link for the form, it'll take you to a Google form that looks like this. At that point, please fill it out fully and include the check marks for which options, the questionnaire, resume, writing sample, or other information the teacher would like from you in order to work on that recommendation letter. After you have filled out the form, check your email for the letter of request cover sheet. Complete the teacher recommendation questionnaire and collect any other materials. Please submit all of these required materials to your teacher by May 15th. When thinking about letters of recommendation, do make sure that you email your teacher your request. You can start requesting letters on April 6th using the request form in Naviance. Do fill out the request form after your teacher has agreed to write the letter. And then do answer the teacher recommendation questionnaire thoroughly. Take your time, put in the effort, and review your work. Do not request a second letter of recommendation at this time. If your school does require 2 letters, there will be more information available in the fall on how to request the second letter. And at all times, do not add teachers as recommenders in the Common App. The next step of preparing for the application season is the college essays. The more writing that you do over the summer, the better. So, the best approach to the college essay is to take plenty of time to write and edit, and edit some more. Last-minute efforts to write college essays will lead to anxiety and unnecessary stress. The UC and Common App main essay topics are available and can be drafted over the summer and through early fall. There will also be essay workshops and application workshops available over the summer, at the end of the school year and in August. And then finally, make sure you're communicating with your parents and guardians. Keeping them in the loop will make everything easier. After you have met with your counselor in your college planning meeting, set up a time with your parents to go over what you've discussed. The more that you communicate about your college priorities and what's important to you, the less anxious your parents will feel. And if your parents have questions, encourage them to sign up for the virtual parent coffee talks available in April. Finally, the main 2 pieces of homework to think about at this time are if you need to request a letter of recommendation from a teacher. If so, you'll need to do this by May 15th. The other piece is to continue working on junior survey number 3, which is due June 1st. If you have not yet finished surveys 1 and 2, please also complete those as well. It's always good to be continuing to update your resume in Naviance, and then throughout the summer you can start working on application essays, as well as continuing your college research. If you have questions at any time, feel free to contact your counselor. We're here to help.